Today we're going to make a no sew window valance. Very simple. I had someone reach out to me and ask, how do I make a no sew window valance that has a little peak of color coming out from it? They mentioned that they wanted an upside down V kind of shape on the design. So here we go. I have these fabric samples that I just picked up at the Dollar Tree. Normally keep some of those on hand in case I need them for any type of projects. I'm just going to use a random piece of wood that I have laying around. Also, probably got it at the Dollar Tree. This piece of fabric here, I cut it from the fabric that I showed you earlier and just made some creases in it with my iron. And that's the piece that I'm going to use for the pop of color. Here is another fabric square that I had bought at the Dollar Tree. And for this particular design, I just went ahead and ironed a crease, as you can see, into the V shape. And that's what we're going to use in the design. And because this is just for informational purposes, I am just going to use some tape to kind of tape everything down and attach it to my wood. So this particular one, I just attached it. Of course, you want to leave, some of the fabric a little loose. That's why I went ahead and made the creases beforehand. So I will just flip this back over. I'll just secure that so it doesn't come off. So there you have it. And here I have my piece of fabric that I've already cut from this square. And with this piece of fabric, as I mentioned, I just made some creases. And I'm just going to stick it right here in the center. One thing to keep in mind is when you're trying to do a design like this, you may run into a little bit of an issue because you have that this little peekaboo crease here for that pop of color. So you may need to make another crease or two along the line so that you don't have your fabric off balance. And I'm just going to stick this in here for now. But what I do recommend, if you have some seam, if you have any type of seam tape that you can use, that'll be great to hold everything in place. That way you don't have to make any additional cuts. And I'm just trying to line this up a little bit here. I did not make a hem on the fabric yet, only because you do have this special little pleat here in the front and you may have some bunching. So what I would recommend, if you don't want to make any additional pleats with your valance, just go ahead, leave that unfinished, and you can use a straight edge and just cut it straight across. Then that way you'll have a nice crisp crease in there. So I'm going to hold this up like that. But again, I will use my handy dandy nail gun. And you can use just a piece of fabric when you're doing this. And again, when you're doing a design like this, don't be concerned because, you may see a little bit. Use that seam, that hem tape. It is like iron-on hem tape, and you can just put it on the back and iron it down into place, and then there you have that peekaboo crease. You can also use, go to Home Depot or something and get you a scrap piece of wood to make your valance, and it'll sit just like this on your window. And straighten that out a little bit. It'll sit just like that, and it still has that same little peekaboo effect on it. And you can get some L brackets just to attach it to your window. And there you have it, a no-sew window valance.